afternoon, and good evening to all around the world. How are you? How are you? How are you? I'm Esteban. I am your host. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. This is the Esteban Hours Week in Review, where politics and reality TV are ripped apart by opinionated talk. How was your weekend? And how is your Monday starting? I hope everyone is doing well. We've got another week coming that's ahead of us, and we know that it's going to go by just as fast as last week went by. But we will focus on today. If you woke up today, then you know today is a great, great day. Okay, our topics today that we are discussing, we are talking about the House vote, the second ceremony of the House vote that went on last week, that needed three different votes to still get a no in regards to Mr. Jim Jordan, representative from the state of Ohio. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some updates on the Israeli Hamas war. Just recently, a mosque was bombed, and we want to know why. Was that on purpose, or what was the reason for that? Tim Scott is who's running for president on the Republican side. He said he had a couple of choice words for Biden. We're going to find out what those choice words are. How do you feel about Liz Cheney? You remember Liz Cheney? She is the one that stood up against Trump, the only Republican who stood up against Trump in regards to the January 6th insurrection. And because of that, she lost her job in Congress in the great state of Wyoming. Well, she has a couple of things to say as well in regards to the 2024 election. And we're going to see exactly what that is. Then we'll be talking about Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel. He was called disloyal by Donald Trump. We're gonna find out what his response to that is. Also, Trump is back. Uh, the week in review, he tells people that he is willing to go to jail. Hmm. Now you got to know that that's a lie, because who in their right mind is going to tell anybody that they're willing to go to jail, let alone a federal penitentiary? So we're going to get into that, unfortunately. Then we're going to talk about an article of a lady who was brought in on a date to have a couple of drinks. In the middle of those couple of drinks, she decided to order 48 oysters. They were served by the dozen, so she placed those orders 4 times. We're going to talk about what happened. It's kind of funny. And lastly, on our topic list for today, a courtroom brawl. Seems like a lot more of those these days. Well, a young 16-year-old was murdered, and there was a little friction in the courthouse between the 16-year-old's mom and the mother of the accused, who I think is now convicted. And we're going to give our opinions a little on that. But first, before we go into everything, let's bring in our newest family member to the Esteban Hours Week in Review, political commentator, and also host of the Chat with Trina podcast, the Lil Diva, Miss Trina herself. Hey, Trina.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
We're doing well. We're doing well. How was your weekend?
Was really, really good. I just finished a baby shower. My niece is having a little boy.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
We need some good positivity around here, and that's definitely positive. A
definitely.
new blood coming into the world. Excellent. Awesome. 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 Okay, let's get started. First
Let's
on
get into
our roster, the Republicans are at it again. They pushed for Jim Jordan to be nominated as Speaker of the House, and so he was. They voted on him the first time. He lost. He lost by, I think, I want to say 19 or 20 votes. They then pushed to vote for him again the second time. He lost. He lost by 21 votes, 22 votes. And then they pushed for a third time. And what do you think happened? He lost.
Third strike. 1, 2, 3. You're out.
1, 2, 3, you're
He
out.
didn't. He haven't.
Go ahead.
He hasn't done those favors. He's not doing those favors that the other guy did.
I mean, that's a little smart, but he basically says he's not taking his name out of the nominee, even though they did a secret ballot, to remove him, and so he technically is no longer in the running, but he still says that he is. Let's take a look at this response from him, and then
Before you go to the video, okay, go ahead.
Okay.
We're gonna keep going. I've had great conversations, great discussions with our colleagues, and frankly, no one in our conference wants to see any type of coalition government with Democrats. So we're gonna keep working, and we're gonna get to the votes.
How many ballots are you willing to go through?
Until we get a speaker, we gotta have a speaker, and it can't be some deal with the Democrats. I mean, American people don't want that. They elect Republicans in a majority, small majority. I get it, but we got 200 votes in the first ballot. I think that maybe even is more than what Kevin got back in January. It was right about where Kevin was. Gus Billirakis is a vote for us. That's 201. We've had good conversations. We're gonna keep working.
But if it grows,
go ahead, Trina.
I was just gonna say, who does that remind you of when they won't stop and they think they're supposed to be in office?
Do you want me to say his name so early in the show?
Oh my gosh, yeah, he sounds like that. What does Whoopi Goldberg say? That man in the White House?
Yes, she does.
I thought it was so, no, it's off topic, but I thought it was so crazy that there was a whole 4 years she never ever said his name. Like,
I don't blame her, and that's why I'm laughing, because yes, I watch the View every once in a while, and I noticed that's exactly how she speaks about him. That man, I love it. I love it. Okay, two things that I picked up from this video, and you tell me what you picked up from this video. Number one, he was asked the question, how many times are you going to go? And he said, as many times that it takes, because we need a speaker. So that's telling me if it was left up to him, he'd go 15 times again if it was his choice, which is beyond ridiculous. What do you think?
I agree. I don't, it always makes me feel when people do that, they just say, I'm gonna just keep going. Then you win this thing, but you don't really win. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, what are you doing? Somebody does not want you.
Hello.
Move over so someone else can come up, maybe better.
Somebody, how about 25 people don't want him? In fact, every vote, the count of no's kept going up. So what makes you think you're going to go in the reverse way, and it's already 3 times, and you're going up to a no? Incredible.
He sounds insane. Like, and that's what makes me, which is probably why I guess they're just all the same. And I hate to say that, with the different parties, but he sounds just like the rest of the Republican Party. Like they are, like they're delirious.
No, reality is just not there. The reality is just not there. Not at all. Not at all.
Not.
The second thing that I got from the video was, well, first of all, he was endorsed by Trump. That's Trump's boy. And in my opinion, that's what makes the 25 who did not vote for him not vote for him, because they are in moderate districts. They are in a lot. Most of them are in districts that was won by Biden.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
That's
so yeah, go ahead.
no, I'm good.
And then the other thing that caught my attention from that video is they wanted to know why he held a press conference to begin with, because they said that he didn't really say anything that they didn't already know. Did you hear anything new there? Me neither.
No, but again, he was chosen by this same person that does those things.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I mean, just delirious. I mean, you think about this same guy. I've seen him talk about the January 6th that didn't ever happen. You know,
Right. And he's one of the
so how would right? So how would he? Where would he get the reality that he's lost 3 times?
Yeah. And in the reality of his own world.
His own world.
Let's play this next video. This is Matt Gaetz. He is the one that nominated to boot out the former speaker Kevin McCarthy. Let's see what he said at this press conference.
Represents the ripping off of the Band-Aid, and that's what we need to do to get back on track.
But if we don't have a speaker, we can't put anything on the floor, and we're paralyzed.
So what the heck is going on with House Republicans? The answer, it turns out, comes down to math. Math that leaves the House GOP with little room for error in a conference where members have very different motivations.
So he's boosting himself up that what he did was a great thing, but now they don't have a speaker of the House to oversee the people's business, and they're no closer toward finding one. You saw the 4 people that they put up there; those are absolutely not.
No, and no, a big
and no.
Oh my God, Marjorie, whatever her name is. Oh my God, can you imagine?
No, I can't. No, I can't. That's a nightmare. That's a real nightmare. Okay, talk about shit show. Talk about circus. Forget it. That's
talk
where
about
we're going.
Talk about somebody beating her up. You know, she just haven't got the right one.
Yes.
And I say that because have you seen the way she the college student that she followed stalked? Yeah, she got the right one that day.
She did. She needs the one that will turn around and punch her right in the face. That's the one that she needs, right?
like our fallen Bernie Mac right there in the throat.
Right there in the throat. Yes. That's what she needs. That's exactly what she needs. That's a good one. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. All right, Israel. You know, we had a discussion last week, right? We gave our opinions on this, the war that's happening between Israel and Hamas, which is what it's supposed to be. But the Palestinian people are getting swept up into that, and a lot of them are losing their lives over the transgressions of the terrorists, Hamas. They say that they're about to do a ground invasion. Do you think Israel should invade the Gaza Strip on the ground?
I'm just torn. I will be honest with you. When it comes to war, as much as I love discussing politics, and war is politics, but I'm just always torn about that part because it's so many innocent people, like we mentioned, that's going to be killed. You know, and so I'm torn. I'll just have to say that.
I'm not torn. I don't think
Mhm.
that I think it's too early to do that.
Mhm.
They've already committed near total devastation in the north part of the Gaza Strip, meaning that their military is working, is doing its job. But I think that it's going a little too fast in the sense that the people are not being taken under consideration as well as they should. And I want to point out, because there's a lot of tweets that's been going on that's made me annoyed, and that's a lot of people on the right are saying those who are compassionate over the Palestinian people, that we are
Mhm.
Hamas sympathizers. We are not
Mhm.
Hamas sympathizers, and I want to make that clear because I have
Mhm.
compassion for the Palestinian people. I definitely have compassion for the Israelis, but that does not mean that I am on Hamas's side. They are terrorists.
Right.
They are bad, right?
Right.
They deserve what they
Mhm.
get. But I don't
Yeah.
feel if,
Mhm.
and that goes for you and I, if our government did
Right.
something bad to someone else, it is not right for that other government to come
To
in, take you out of your house with your children, and come and
Mhm.
murder me and my family. It's not right just because we are
Right.
American.
Right.
Am I correct?
Either side. Yeah, absolutely. Either side of that. Um,
Either side. Yes. Yes.
and can you? Yeah. So yeah, either side of that, I do think that's bad. But again, I'm just torn because either way, it just seems like there's going to be more people in devastation getting killed, and that's why I was like, uh, kind of torn. Should they? Should they not? That's yeah.
Right. Which is why they need a ceasefire, right? A ceasefire. But it doesn't look like they're any closer
I
to
would agree, but
a
it's not going to
ceasefire.
happen.
Right. Right. I think, and again, this is just my opinion. The Israelis need or want to see a little bit more devastation before they could, you know, think about
Pull out.
coming to a pause. Yeah. Yeah. And then just really quickly, I want
Hmm.
to point out there was a tweet by George Tacky. Do you know who George Tacky is? If I'm pronouncing
I
his
don't.
last
I
name
don't.
correctly, he is the gentleman, the Asian who played on Star Wars. He's from the LGBTQ
Hmm.
plus community. He's the Asian that played on the
Okay.
old Star Wars with William Shatner. And he's a
Okay.
very
Okay.
big activist. So he came out with a tweet,
Okay.
um, and he brought up when we were bombed by Japan. He says he was a little boy at that time. Japan
Mhm.
bombed Pearl Harbor, and he said thousands of or maybe it was millions, I don't know, of our soldiers
Uh-huh.
died. And the United States, of course, we know, retaliated because we wanted
Right.
revenge. And so
Then.
he
Yeah.
said, that's
Yeah.
exactly what Israel is doing. Should we not understand they want
Hmm.
revenge? But should that revenge qualify them to just kill anybody and everybody in their path?
Yeah. I just don't think so. It just doesn't make sense.
No,
But no, I
not at
don't
all.
think that. Mm-mm.
And that's what his point was, is that should we die over what our government is doing, or over what someone else is doing? Should we pay the consequences
Right.
for it? And he was basically saying, has the United States not learned anything? Because that's
From that
exactly what
time.
they did to Japan. Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Okay. Tim Scott. You know who Tim Scott is, running for Republican. He's one of the Republican candidates. He
Who doesn't live in
recently,
reality?
who totally doesn't live in. But because he's black, everyone says, well, he's eligible because he's a black man. But I don't know what his political identities are just so foreign to me. What do you think?
I do. I've heard him before, and some of the things that he says, he just can't relate. And I mean, I haven't had the same experiences as other people, but I know how to put myself where others are, and I don't think he has that ability. And he would definitely not be my candidate because he doesn't see. He's looking through somebody else's glasses. I don't know whose they are, but they're not ours. They're not real.
Let's play this. Let's play this video and we'll talk on the other side.
Something that you said just a few days after October 7th when Hamas attacked. You said that Joe Biden had blood on his hands. That didn't really sound like the Tim Scott that I know, the hopeful, optimistic campaign you talked about running. But sometimes in the heat of the campaign, you say things that maybe you regret. Do you regret saying that, of saying that the president of the United States has blood on his hands?
I don't, actually. I'm a happy warrior without any question, but we are now in the midst of a conflict. And so the warrior in me requires responsibility to start at the top. When you think about the fact that the weakness of Joe Biden attracts conflict around this world, and frankly, the negotiations with Iran is what specifically I was talking about.
Yeah. He's a warrior. Okay. All right. Well, what do you think? Does President Biden have blood on his hands?
Absolutely not. President Biden has done more than what I believe some other people would have done. He's gone over, he's had conversations, he's trying to get food over there. And I think this morning, if I'm not mistaken, there were trucks sent over there and stuff like that with food. And so he's doing what he can. And we talked the other day about him. He went over there in a time that we're like, where are you going, Joe? So yes, I believe he's doing what he can do.
And since
Tim, why don't you go over there, Tim?
Right, for real. You go over there and see if he can do a better job, right? Mm-hmm. And let's bring up the age factor, since a lot of people want to bring up the age factor. He's 79, 78 years old, right? And look what he's doing. Running in circles. So I thought that was kind of nervy of him to say he has blood on his hands. Another reason why he said that is because the Republicans are trying to push a narrative that the $6 billion that the Biden administration okayed to return back to Iran, which was their money, by the way. I've got to make that clear because everyone keeps saying, how dare we give them money? We didn't give them anything. In fact, we didn't mind our own business, and we stopped their money from going from South Korea to them. And so now he agreed to return that $6 billion back to them, which never happened yet. That $6 billion is still sitting in the same bank account that it's been all these years. And so Tim Scott's
Tim don't know that.
Of course he knows that. He's a senator. Of course he knows that. But
they always leave something out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, me talking to, of course, my daughters the other day, we were talking about, because of course they're saying the student loan thing, they should have done this. People are saying, well, why did he take that money to pay our student loans? And people get caught up in that. You know what I mean? Versus asking the right questions about what you just mentioned. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm very transparent. I love politics, but there's some things I don't know. And I didn't know that was Iran's money. So asking questions and listening versus just listen to what someone else is saying, you know what I mean? Will make it right. That's why everybody's tweeting whatever.
Yeah. And being that you just brought up the student loan thing, you can tell your daughters that I recently just got an email or a message that said the Biden administration just recently came up with a new idea on how to funnel. It was something like $40 billion into the student loan forgiveness program, and it said something like, "Stay tuned, stay tuned to see
Okay.
what that is." So he is trying. He's
Okay.
trying.
He is really trying. And it's like what makes me mad is like every turn he makes. A therapist once told me that you know how people at work, someone at work can be after you to make you lose your job because they want you out.
Yes. Yes.
Anything you do, you can
Yes.
they can tell you that you can throw something in the trash to the left. They'll say, you're supposed to do it to the right.
Right.
Anything.
Right. Anything. It doesn't have to be wrong, right? It doesn't have to be bad. They will find a way to maneuver
A little
it for
piece.
it to. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
it's
what's so
horrible.
sad. It's yeah.
Go ahead.
And I think that's why presidents come out with white hair. Well, Joe's was already white, but you know,
It's more white.
the other president, they had. But the thing about it is he's trying and he's doing some things. I know a lot of people right now are not happy with Joe, Uncle Joe Biden. I know President Biden, but I see and I watch and I see him doing the best that he can. We all know that the president is not the last, the end all be all. Except, let me say this: these, what are they called? I can't even call the name of them. Executive orders.
Yes. Yes. Yes, he can do that. It's a little different when it comes to the student loan forgiveness because that has to do with money and excuse me, and banks and stuff like that. But yes, he does have the right to issue executive orders.
I meant other things that people feel that he should have done the executive orders. But anyway, I think he's doing the best he can. He's tapping on the things that he ran on.
That's right. I think so too. I just hope and wish that the rest of the country, or at least the most of the rest of the
The
country,
majority.
will realize that between now and election year of next year. Okay,
Just
moving
like
on.
rowing in a boat, rowing in a boat. If all these people are rowing one way, we're rowing the other way, we're not gonna go anywhere.
We're not going to go anywhere. That's right. That's right. But we do have a whole year. We do have a whole year. So, I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful that America will get it right this time, just like they got it right the last time.
Last time.
Not make the same mistake that they made in 2016, right?
And that's the whole show.
And that's a whole show. Yes. All right. What do you feel about Liz Cheney? How do you feel about Liz Cheney?
I was excited about her when she decided to go against the Republican Party. I mean, her own people, because you don't find that too often. They all, think of, what is her lady's name? Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yes.
They act like they're scared of her. And they letting her do all kind of crazy stuff while Miss Cheney is, I know she's not perfect, but in the case of the January event, she's right. And I'm just, I like her. I think she's gutsy.
Who? Liz Cheney.
Cheney. Yeah, I think she's gutsy.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I just read a book by Hillary Clinton and Chelsea Clinton called Gutsy Women. She wasn't in it, but that's what it made me think about. She's a gutsy woman to go against. You can't get the men of the Republican Party to go against the people of the Republican Party, and she did. And with what you sent me, what we're talking about as this topic of saying this is what she wants, I believe her because she stood her ground during this and lost her job. Right. So I admire her, and I know people may not agree with me, but I do for that reason alone.
I'm totally with you, and I don't care whether people agree with me or not. That lady deserves all the respect in the world. Now, I don't agree with nothing that she says, that she
Mhm.
believes.
Right, right.
She is a fierce conservative.
Yes.
I don't agree with nothing that she believes in.
Mhm.
But that
Mhm.
lady deserves all the credit that she can get. We wouldn't be where we're at right now if it wasn't for her. Even at
Yeah.
this point, if it wasn't
Mhm.
for her, she's the one that
Mhm.
pushed those January 6th Congress meetings. She's the
Mhm.
one that stood her ground when the rest of her colleagues were lying and saying Trump won the
It
election.
didn't
She
happen.
stood her ground. She lost her position as being one of the top Republicans, and then she lost her job as a representative. She
Yeah.
deserves all of the respect, all of the kudos in the world. And anything that she's got to say, I'm willing to hear it. Now, I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
going to agree
Yeah.
with it, but I'm willing to hear
Agree with her.
it.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
Okay. All right. Moving on. There was a little video about her that I was going to show, but we're going to take that out since we're pressed for time. Moving on to the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu.
Mhm.
He was asked recently by a CNN reporter, how
Mhm.
does he feel about Trump calling him disloyal? Now, in case you're not aware of what happened, in this situation that
Right.
just started, Trump was being Trump, being childish as usual, and basically was saying that he either didn't like
Mhm.
Netanyahu or was displeased with him because he was disloyal. So you ask, well, what do you mean by disloyal? Well, because Netanyahu, when everything was said and done with the 2020 election, Netanyahu called President
Mhm.
Biden and congratulated him on his win. And Trump thought that was disloyal. Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
I can.
The
I can.
I mean, yes, 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 we can, right? The man was just doing his job. I wouldn't put it past him that he didn't give two craps about Biden and wish that he
Didn't
lost.
care.
But he was being a statesman, which is what everyone does. Trump is
Yes.
the only one that is a child.
Playing the game. Yes. Trump wouldn't leave the White House. Wasn't gonna leave.
Wasn't going to leave. That's incredible.
Yeah. And of course, he calls everybody out of their name when they don't agree with what he says. Everybody's, from Rosie O'Donnell to everybody. He talks about he talked about what is this? What is our favorite person here in Texas? So what's the guy that ran when we froze down here? He got up on the plane to leave.
Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz. He talked about his wife like a dog, and Ted's still his friend. But
It is.
that's
It
Donald
is.
Trump.
It's absolutely crazy. You talk about my wife. We unless you apologize, we ain't got nothing to talk about forever. Forever. Okay?
Forever. And something country boy always say, you know what, you can apologize and we cool, like, hey, what's up? But you can't sit at the table with me no more.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amen. That's
You're
right.
not cool.
But this dude is they sitting at each other's tables, they sucking on each other's thumbs, they doing it up.
Besties.
Besties. And it's like, ooh.
That, yes. But I wish they would go somewhere. The both of them would go somewhere and live on a little island somewhere. Them and their wives.
Them and their wives.
And
Let's look at this
their minions.
video. Let's look at this
Okay.
video. This is the response that Prime Minister Netanyahu gave in regards to his feelings on Trump's comment on him being disloyal. Check it out.
Last time you spoke to former President Donald Trump?
I got a note from him a few months ago when I
What
wanted
did it
to
say?
Congratulations.
when I won the election.
He criticized you in an interview with Barack Ravid of Axios. He said that he felt you were disloyal to him because you called to congratulate President Biden on his victory. I mean, he used an expletive. What would you say is the status of your relationship?
I appreciate what the president did, what President Trump did. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem. He recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. He recognized our sovereignty over the Golan Heights. He went out of what I thought was a disastrous Iran agreement. He did these and other things.
So those comments don't bother you?
You know, I've been long enough in the political life to look, to put aside, you know, the periodic ebb and flow of emotion, and to look at the substantive positions that leaders and allies have done. And I respect what was done, and I appreciate it. So I don't particularly care for that. I mean, I don't care about it, is the way I would say it.
He's such full of crap.
He didn't want to say he was stupid.
Yeah. And it's amazing
But
to me.
he sounded like a politician.
Yes. And I was in unison with that. I was going to say, it's amazing to me how when someone who's on your side does something you don't like, they don't speak ill, right? They give a nonchalant answer like he does. But if that happened to be someone on the opposite side, that he would have tore him to shreds. Oh, well, what kind of president is he, and what you talking about? And well, you did this and you did that, but bullshit your way through because he's on your he's one of your guys. I can't. I can't.
Because he never really answered the question she asked.
No, he didn't.
Just skirted around it.
Like
politicians do.
Basically, like politicians do, and basically just said, no, I don't get into that. Yes, you do. If it was a Democrat, yes, you do. Yes, you would. Okay.
That part.
All right. Trump is telling everyone this.
What I don't understand is that I am willing to go to jail if that's what it takes for our country to win and become a democracy again.
Bullshit.
Do you believe? Thank you. I was going to say, do you believe anything he just said?
But the crazy thing is, his minions do. They're hearing him like, oh my gosh, he's going to go to jail for us. He's going to jail for our country.
No. No.
That's what they hear.
That's what they hear, which I guess that's where the problem lies, right? Because they're hearing this junk and they're actually believing it. But that dude and I really want to use the N-word, you know how I really want to use the N-word, but I won't.
That was right there.
I would just say, dude, this dude is not going to jail for nobody.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's take a look at this next video. This is a response to what another Republican candidate, Chris Christie, gave to a CNN anchor in response to Trump saying he will go to jail, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
He willing to go to jail?
It's a complete lie. He's a coward. The last place he wants to spend 5 minutes is in jail. And by the way, having done this for 7 years as the U.S. attorney in the 5th largest office in this country, no one should want to go to federal prison.
But
it's not a pleasant place.
Here for his supporters, clearly.
Well, of course he is. He plays it all the time. Look, Donald Trump doesn't want any legitimate debate or discussion about his conduct. Okay, he's not showing up at the presidential debates, so he doesn't have it. He's not interacting with other candidates or really with any kind of network interviews because he doesn't want to do it. He only wants to do is stand in front of a microphone like that, lie.
Is he not telling the truth?
He's telling the truth. It took him to get COVID to do it, but
Yes, yes, yes.
Boy, he got
said,
COVID, and man, he woo.
going about his business. He said Donald Trump will not want to spend 5 minutes in jail. He is a coward, and I believe that. I believe that if he was to be sentenced over from a gag order, he would go kicking and screaming, and act like he doesn't know why he's being sentenced to go to jail. Right?
He'll act like he knows why. He'll act like, oh, they're just out to get him.
Right.
That'll be
incredible.
That's
incredible.
his thing.
That's his MO. Absolutely. But we both know that that's crap. He's not going to go to jail. Neither does he want to go to jail. It doesn't matter what it is. I think unless if it was money, if he was to be told you will get $500 million overnight from your supporters if you go to jail, yes, he would. He'll run to the jail cell. As long as it has to do with money.
Can I ask you real quick? Do you not think he's gonna spend a day in jail?
No, I don't think he's going to jail.
No. Really don't think so?
No. Even if I do believe he's gonna be convicted, but I don't believe that he's gonna go to jail. For a couple of reasons. Number one, it's gonna cause some type of a war. I don't want to say civil war, but if his supporters are going crazy right now, as he's going in and out of the courtroom, just the courtroom, and they're committing violence and threatening everybody and their mother, just think what they would do or try to do after conviction and event that he had to be escorted to a prison, a penitentiary. It wouldn't be nice. And also this is not just one thing he doesn't seem to understand, or maybe he does understand, but he plays dumb for us, for the American people. The presidency is not one man. It is not just him. The presidency is a title. It is a institution. Okay, so whatever he does, it matters to the presidency. So if they send a former president to jail, it is going to stain the title of president of the United States. And then that matters with every international country of how they see us. They will see, in my opinion, they will see us a little bit lower. They'll have less respect for us, knowing that we have a former president that's been convicted and in jail. That's never happened before. So no, I don't think that he will. I think that he's going to be pardoned in some way, or there'll be some kind of consequence. Maybe he'll spend one day, 24 hours in jail, but a sentence, no.
No. Okay.
What do you
I don't know. I actually feel like it might not be a long time. I didn't think about your side, what you said though, but I just feel like, maybe even in-house jail, some type of supervised at home kind of thing. But I feel like something's going to happen.
And
because
that's
our reputation is,
and that's possible. That's possible. In-house confinement.
Because our reputation is already stained because he's twice convicted, well, it might be more, but
yeah, but you know what? The people are the people, the American people, and also internationally, they are waiting to see what is going to come out of those 91 counts, right? And those 4 indictments. So I agree with you that something has to happen and something will happen, if he's convicted, because it has to, because then you're making a mockery of the entire American judicial system. where
Definitely.
everybody is watching, and the whole world takes
Right.
their
Right.
their knowledge and their opinions from the United States. Everyone else follows the United States. Everyone else's legal system is
Based
a
on.
mirror of the United States legal system.
Mhm.
So if we show
Mhm.
that our legal system is a joke, that's only going to open up a can of worms to the rest of the world, for people to then stand up in their country and say their legal system is a joke too.
And not lastly, not even that though, Esteban, I think about all our people who here who have done some things, and I do think everybody should have consequence for whatever they do, first of all. But there are people who can't vote, they can't get certain jobs, they can't do this. This dude here can still run for president.
Amazing.
And he has done literally some of the things that some of these people haven't done.
Right. Which I'm glad that's a good point you brought up, because for several years I've said to myself, they have to do something, because then we are going to feel our system is a joke, because everything that they've allowed him to do thus far has been beyond ridiculous. Ridiculous. When we all know, any one of us, and it don't even matter about color, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Muslim, Indian,
any blue,
green, red, any one of us do one of the things he has done. Go out there and threaten a judge, Trina. Go to the judge. Go ahead. I'll see you later. I'll see you later.
Right.
Okay.
Put money on my books.
Okay. In your comments.
That part.
Okay. Because that's where you go right away. All right. Federal
you
officers,
go. Period. And even
in the morning.
Yeah, and even when I remember being in government in college, and my government teacher said we had a debate, and for some reason she brought up you win by having money and power. Money and power, 9 times out of 10 wins.
I wish
if you don't have no money,
I could play right now. Money, power, and respect. Money, power, and respect. Lil Kim, money, power, and respect.
That's right. Sure is. And look, that's going to be our intro one day.
yes, because you're right. A lot of stuff today has to do with money and power and respect. Okay. All right, we're going to get into our next topic, but before we do that, we're going to bring in one of our other commentators, Ty Money Wells, who is also the owner of Increase Your Presence publicist and a commentator for the Week in Review, Mr. Money Wells. How you doing there, Ty?
Hey, how you doing? How y'all doing tonight?
All right, we're doing well, talking our brains off, but we're now ready for you. Okay.
Been sitting in the background listening, man. Y'all had some good topics tonight. I'm in, but I.
Are we freezing a little bit here? Trina, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're freezing up a little bit here. Trina, you can hear me? Okay. Ty, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can see a little blurry.
I can hear you now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's get this going before something bigger happens. Okay. So
that's you over there. That's you over there talking about your people.
I'm telling you, right? All right. So we've got this story about a woman who she was asked out on a date. She went on a date with this gentleman, and he asked her out for drinks. He said, "Hey, you want to come out? Let's have some drinks." And she said, "Okay." But when they went out, she decided to order some food. And not only did she order some food, she kept ordering and kept ordering and kept ordering. She ended up eating 48 oysters. Each, she ordered 4 times. Each order came with a dozen oysters. She ordered 4 of them. And then she proceeded to order some more food, as this video is going to show us. The bill came up to over $180. Tune in now to see what happened to the date. Check this out.
Asked her out on a first date just for drinks. But what she ended up slurping were oysters. Slurping and slurping. 4 platters, totaling 48 oysters.
When the 4th one came out, he was looking at me crazy.
Her date wasn't the only one. And then after all those oysters at Fontaine's Oyster House in Atlanta,
I'm like, baby, what's next? What I'm about to eat?
She gobbled down a crab cakes and potatoes entree. But at some point, the date deserted.
Say he going to the bathroom and never come back.
And she ended up paying the almost $185 bill. Most online commenters were unsympathetic. If you eat 48 oysters in a day, you are a walrus.
I don't know if I ever ate 48 of anything. Some Skittles.
But the way she was slurping them oysters,
Heck, I would have walked out, to be honest with you.
You don't just run out on the bill, baby. The restaurant manager told Rolling Stone eating 48 oysters is pretty impressive, but not unheard of, and described the woman as nice. Many likened the oyster feast to the scene from White Chicks. No.
All right. There's just so much to talk about with this story. First of all, you saw the picture of the girl at the end, right? Okay. So if you're going out, with somebody like that, and forgive me, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to put anybody down here, but this was not a this was not a housewife.
You should have put a budget. You should have told her about a budget.
Hello, you see how she's dressed.
Okay,
that's what I would have done.
Hold up. Okay, so first of all, this guy was not mad about that bill. It wasn't the bill that he walked out on. He walked out on her because at some point you don't just sit there and let somebody keep ordering stuff that you can't pay for. You don't do that on a date. On a date, you order what you're gonna eat. If you order something else, I'm gonna be like, say, I don't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stop you right there. So that's not what happened. What happened was this lady had put on, you know how they do on social media and stuff, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put out. And this guy took her out. Oysters is an aphrodisiac. We all know that. So he was sitting there feeding her these oysters thinking it's about to go down. And then at a certain point, she let him know that it's not going to happen tonight. And he bounced. That's what happened. It wasn't about the oysters or the price of the oysters. It's about what he thought was going to happen after this date. And once he figured out that ain't what's going to happen, he bounced.
What a great observation. I didn't even think of that. Trina, what's your thoughts?
So many thoughts. I'm sitting there thinking about her stomach being torn up. And did anything happen at that table that made him leave? Because she looked like she wouldn't have been the slurp, all of that, the embarrassment of the slurping and the non-etiquette of the situation. And it may not have been about
politically
the money.
Correct.
And I don't think it was about the money either. I don't think it was about the money either, to be honest with you. But just to be there and all of that, it was less embarrassing.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
She said
and he wasn't gonna get none if her stomach tore up anyway.
You got a point. You got a point. And those oysters may have gassed her up, and she did something that, even more embarrassing than the slurping, and that could have been the reason he bounced. I just know it wasn't the price of oysters, because he would have, he would have stopped that date. No, he would have stopped her. He would have cut her off prior to her
I
getting
surely
to
would
that.
have. If that were me, Ty, I would have done the same thing. I'm not gonna get up and just bounce. I'm gonna let you know I'm leaving.
Right. This is on you. Yeah.
This is on you.
And they never
It's
mentioned
so
him
funny.
even. They never mentioned him even ordering
No, go ahead.
anything. So did he just sit there and watch her eat? Because he said he was just there for drinks. So chances is he ate prior to coming or had plans to eat dinner afterwards. So I didn't eat it. I would have just told the waitress, hey, how much are my drinks? Because I'm gonna pay for those at this point, and she got that, because that's on her. Plus, I don't even eat oysters, so I think they're nasty anyway.
I like
And
oysters.
until I saw the video
like
in my
oysters.
mind, I was trying to visualize it. I was trying to visualize it in my mind when I just read the topic. I was like, maybe she thought these were appetizers. And she did, because I always look at the menu before I go somewhere. I really do. But did she think they were appetizers? That's what I was, until I saw the video. I'm like, no, she didn't think they were no damn appetizers.
I don't think it matters. She ordered 4 times.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
And then had some sides with it, potatoes and come on. And then she got the nerve to say he was looking at me a little crazy. Who not gonna look at you crazy?
Right. Yeah.
The whole restaurant was probably looking at you crazy.
Yeah.
She talking about baby.
But
What's
you know what?
next? Baby. What?
Nothing.
What's next is I got to go. And that's
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean, I could
let
just.
me say this though. I'm sorry. The funny thing about this is someone asked me out before, and I went and met him, and the waitress came over and asked us for drinks. He said he didn't want anything, right? And I'm like, well, damn, I guess he don't have no money. Bring me this. Do you want something? Because I think maybe he don't have no money. She go back, bring us the drink, bring me my drink. This fool gets up and go to the bar and get his drink, come back.
Oh wow.
So at least that didn't happen.
Hey, but at least he didn't walk out on you. He let you know up front, hey, this is a stag date. You got yours, I got mine at that point. He didn't walk out on you. So
no, that's horrible. That's
horrible. It is definitely horrible.
Me to go nowhere.
And you're from Texas, so it's extremely horrible being from Texas, because we are gentlemen by fault, by upraising, by my mama would have whooped my tail if I did that. So we are gentlemen in Texas. So for a Texas man to do that, hey, that's really bad. Because I mean, I've paid for drinks for people that I didn't even like at the bar, just because they did too much and couldn't afford it. And I'm like, well, I got you. And I covered that tab or the rest of that tab for her. Now don't go get nothing else because you couldn't afford this. But I got you. You always got the girl at the bar that she orders that drink and then look back at you and you like, oh, okay, I got you. You know what I mean? So I've done that before, just out of kindness and just being a gentleman. Don't want nothing from you. Don't even like the way you look or how you carrying yourself right now. But I'll pay for that drink and walk away. But just being a gentleman. So in Texas, we don't do that. So whoever that brother is, I hope he watching, and I hope his mother watching, because she needs to take some leather to his hide, because he is wrong. Yeah.
But the other thing with this young lady too is I think I lost my train of thought. The other thing with this young lady too is like and it's just different strokes for different folks. I tend to look at the menu before I go somewhere. And on I don't know if was this the first date? Because it's the first date to me as a lady. I'm not even just ordering all that. I'm trying to be nice and cute and kind of, That wouldn't be the first impression I want to make. Slurping down oysters.
Yeah.
Which makes me
Maybe she thought it was
believe
sexy.
exactly what Ty said. She walked in, she must have walked in there with some kind of nerve that she felt she could do that. And for whatever reason it was, he did not stop her. But at some point, he must have felt like, okay, this is way too much. But he took the coward way out of it. Sweetie, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then just jets to his car. That's the punk way out of it. I would have done exactly what Ty said. Baby. Uh-huh. That's too much. I think that's good. You order another one, that's on you. That's on you. And
Now-
that's it.
Now, I will say this too. We only heard one side of that story, and we know there's two sides to every story and then the truth. I would love to hear, and if he's watching, brother, please come clear your name, because we don't want to feel like, we do not want to feel like that you did this maliciously. So we want you to please contact the Esteban Hour and clear your name. Because yes, because I'm sure that story would go a little something like this. Bro, I told her after the first platter, you can get that second platter, but I'm having you for dinner. And she said, and she acted like it was cool, and she ordered 3 more platters, but then she started tripping. At that point, I got up and walked out. I guarantee you that story will go like that. Because I just don't see you sitting there and letting somebody continue to order, and you sit there through it, and if you knew you couldn't pay for it, I'm sure.
I wonder if they got the bill first and then he got up, or did he get up before getting the $185 bill?
Well, I believe she said something about when the waitress came, he was looking at her crazy. When the waitress came with the bill, he was looking at her crazy. So I think it was after the bill. And he definitely said, she said it was the first date they were supposed to go out for drinks. So if I invite you out for drinks, it's really out of the kindness of the kindness of my heart to feed you, because I invited you for drinks, to have a drink. And that's usually what men say, let's have a drink. That second drink is kindness. That third drink is generosity. That fourth drink is contingent on what's going to happen at the end of this night. You know what I mean? And that's just really what guys are thinking. I'm just being honest. That's how guys feel. So for you ladies, they go out thinking you can play these guys for these drinks and this food. I'm telling you, this generation is different. These dudes ain't doing it, man. They're not gonna sit there and pay for your drinks, drive you home, open your door, walk you to that door, and not get that kiss goodbye. They gonna be looking. They coming in. They trying to come in. So if you get that second, third, fourth drink, if you get that third plate of oysters, that man is thinking he's spending the night with you. So be prepared for it.
I agree with
make sure you take your purse in with you.
I agree with everything that Money said.
Or at least a few hours after.
Except that I am one drink too many. So he said drink 1, 2, 3, and then no, for me it would be drink 1 and 2, and then you need to show me,
show me the money, huh?
Well,
show me the money.
I'm not a drinker, so I need a little food. Now, I can do food. I'll do a little bar menu. Give me a little meatballs, a little, just a little bar food.
Yes.
Take a drink. Give me a little bar food.
And appetizer is okay. Even you know what? Even if they wanted a plate to eat, I think it's okay. For me, I would have paid for it. But I think here the point is that she kept ordering and ordering and ordering. 4
and it was
different
something else she ordered too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's OD.
She ordered
and just a message.
Eat all that.
And just a message to the fellas: go to the Mexican restaurant. chips and salsa is free. She can fill up on chips and salsa at the Mexican restaurant for free, and you don't gotta buy food. That's just a little tip for the fellas.
That's true though. That's
Or
true.
look, plug. If you here in Houston, guys, if you here in Houston, take them to Chicago Bar and Grill every third Wednesday and Thursday. They $5 for margaritas and daiquiris. You just take them there. You get 2 drinks, $10. You're good.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, hey, I used to live in Houston. Papa Do's. It don't take but 2 margaritas at Papa Do's because them things strong. So she can't drink 4 margaritas at Papa Do's. Yeah. And if she do, you gonna tote her to the car anyway. So you whatever you want to happen is gonna happen that night if she drank 4 margaritas at Papa Do's. So
all right. All right. Thank you, Ty Money Wells. Thank you, Trina, Lil Diva. I appreciate you both on today's Weekend Reviews topic for discussion. I will see you both on one of the sound offs, excuse me, this week as we continue the conversation.
Yay, yay, yay. Thank you so
Enjoy.
much. Bye. Nice to meet you, Ty.
Nice meeting you, Miss Trina. Hopefully we'll link up in
Both
Houston
of
or in
y'all,
Texas
make sure.
sometime.
Yes, yes.
Go ahead, Trina. You were saying?
Bye. I was just gonna say to both of you guys, don't let these girls out here eating all that food. Let them know at the beginning that they be eating drinks and bar food.
You ain't got to tell me twice.
And
I'll let them know on the conversation.
And me, myself, my intentions are made clear prior to the date. So we don't even get there if that is my intentions. We don't get there without you knowing that's my intentions. Otherwise, we going as friends. You can pay for yours. I'm gonna pay for mine, and nothing has to happen. We just gonna have a good time. We gonna eat some food, and I'm gonna drop you off at home. That's cool. Hey,
that's it. That's it. And with that, we will
Love
say a good day. Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Good
Bye, guys. Have a good
So-
week.
So you heard it. You heard it there. That's if you got oysters, if you got a girl that's you're gonna take out, and you don't know what the situation will be. I think you should ask or make things clear from the very beginning before doing that, so you don't have to worry about running out on nobody. I'm not running out on nobody. I'm going to stop you. I'm not going to stop you, but after maybe the second one, I'm going to tell you, just like Money Wells just said, I'm going to let you know if you want anything else, that's on you. In fact, I might even do one of these. Waitress, close me out.
Check, please.
Please. Okay. And after that, whatever you want, that's on you. Please like and follow the live, share the live as well on all social media platforms at the Esteban Hour. It's greatly appreciated. As mentioned previously, we have several new sound offs for you this week that we will be talking about. Some political, some regular stuff. We hope that you can join us as well. If you have a goal that you've achieved or you accomplished today, don't forget to say to yourself, this is how we